Hello, my name is Katrina Lacerna, and I'm LA County Library's Asian Pacific Resource Center Librarian here at Rosemead Library. The month of May is Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, and today you'll be creating ribbon leis inspired by traditional Hawaiian leis. But before we begin, I'd like to talk about the origin and significance of the lei to Native Hawaiians. Hawaii is an archipelago made up of 8 major islands and over 120 smaller islands. Native Hawaiians are the indigenous people and their descendants of these islands. Their ancestors were Polynesian voyagers who sailed to Hawaii beginning in the 5th century and settled on the major Hawaiian islands. Hawaii was ratified as the 50th U.S. state in 1959, but Hawaii had a long, rich history and thriving culture before Western or U.S. involvement. Until the 1890s, Hawaii was an independent and sovereign nation with an internationally recognized monarchy. But in January 17, 1893, the U.S. supported a coup against the ruling queen Lila'uakahani, effectively overthrowing Hawaii's existing government and taking possession of the islands. By that time, the Native Hawaiian population had declined from 400,000 to 40,000 people, in part due to diseases such as smallpox introduced into the islands from the west. Hawaii was then illegally annexed as a U.S. territory in 1898. Native Hawaiians were colonized under American rule, land was taken away, and their customs and language were banned and made illegal. Over 100 years later, President Clinton signed an official apology to Native Hawaiians for the illegal overthrow of the Kingdom of Hawaii. Congress passed a joint resolution acknowledging that the overthrow was illegal and that the U.S. had suppressed the inherent sovereignty of the Native Hawaiian people. Native Hawaiians continue to work towards a return to independence and can point to victories like the end of the language ban, restoration of voting rights, legislative protections of their sacred lands, and a cultural renaissance. Native Hawaiians proudly celebrate and carry on their cultural traditions, including that of the lei. In ancient Hawaii, leis were worn as symbols of rank. A highly distinguished chief may have been recognized by the particular type, pattern, or complexity of his lei. Leis might also symbolize the occurrence of an important event, such as a birth, death, and peace agreement. Chiefs would intertwine the green maile vine, signifying peace between two groups. In addition, leis might be worn during religious ceremonies. Leis were also worn by ancient Hawaiians for simple adornment, much as we wear jewelry today. There are 2 categories of lei: traditional, also called Polynesian, and contemporary. The traditional leis are created for aesthetic beauty from native Hawaiian plants and hold very specific symbolism. Contemporary leis may include fresh flowers or materials like silk, satin, yarn, and ribbon. A flower lei is usually crafted using a needle and a string, but may also utilize braiding, knotting, and threading techniques. Orchid, pikake, plumeria, ohia-lehua, and maile leis are just a few of the many varieties fashioned in Hawaii. Although most recognizable leis are made from fresh flowers, a lei can be strung from feathers, foliage, shells, candy, or many other materials. A lei is an extra special gift as it carries not only a blessing and a tangible beauty, but also represents the giving of time, as each one is hand-woven with care and can take hours to complete. You are probably familiar with leis worn around the neck, but there are also traditional haku leis, which are worn around the head as a hair wreath. A lei is bestowed for many reasons. It can symbolize friendship, welcoming, congratulations, and peace. Whatever the occasion, a lei is a common part of any celebration in Hawaii. At graduation ceremonies, family and friends present the graduate with many leis, and often the proud student can barely see over the numerous neck garlands. To place a lei correctly, it should fall equally on the chest and back, as opposed to being hung straight down from the neck. Local tradition says that a lei recipient should not remove a lei while in the presence of the lei giver. In Hawaii, May 1st is designated as Lei Day. May Day as Lei Day celebrations include making and exchanging leis, music, and plenty of food. Lei Day is honored in most schools, and prizes are offered for unique or outstanding lei work. The vibrant beauty of Hawaii's landscapes, as well as the sincerity of its people, continue to be communicated with the sharing of the Hawaiian lei. If you've ever given or received a lei, do take the time to acknowledge and experience this meaningful tradition. LA County Library has books, movies, and music about the history and culture of Native Hawaii, and I encourage you to learn more. Thank you for celebrating Asian Pacific American Heritage Month at the library. The Asian Pacific Resource Center is located in Rosemead Library. We have books, DVDs, and research materials that center on the Asian Pacific American experience. This includes subjects like history, activism, arts, literature, language, spirituality, and cuisine. I invite you to visit the center to explore the rich history and heritage of Asian Pacific Americans. Thank you!